Wack100. So Wack100 spoke on the situation that happened with Quando Rondo and them taking out his childhood friend. He told us he is hearing about the situation, and he said that Quando Rondo was not the target of that situation. They actually got the person they came for. He said Quando Rondo's childhood friend was caught up in some other stuff with some other situation. They actually pointed the thing over Quando Rondo and took him out that way. In other words, he is saying that Lil Durk and them had nothing to do with it, because remember, everyone was saying that it's a get back and people saying they just got back. They all laughing and all of it.
They say that thing wasn't even for Quando. They said they came and got their man.
Oh, wow.
Yup, that wasn't even Quando. He said they came and got their man. They came and walked up and got it. They said they put the thing right over Quando and got out on dude with a switch.
So that's what Wack100 said. He made it sound like it was nothing to do with Lil Durk and them, and that they actually got the person they came for. It's also feeling like a cover-up. It feels like Lil Durk and them probably had something to do with they don't want it to hit them in real life. And another thing, they are trying to convince us that Quando Rondo should pay the price for what happened to Von. And you guys know how I feel about this. I feel like Quando Rondo had no part to play in the situation. What Wack100 said, people are saying, it's sounding like it's guys. People are even pointing this out in the comments. You know, the way he said, oh, they pointed it over Quando and got him and stuff. It's sounding off, it's sounding weird. And now these people are part behind the scenes and all of that and try to make peace, all this stuff is coming out. I wouldn't even call it a get back. I would call it as is. This is all entertainment to entertain people on the internet and stuff. But there was also spirituality going on with the situation, because of the fact that when I looked at the I Am video, it had 64 million views. Von is talking about putting people on the news, and if you should die, and everyone's died and all this stuff, and every day they're gonna be after them, and people have to watch their backs. Next thing you know, Quando Rondo being seen on the news, and they put him on the news, and we all saw this Quando Rondo crying out with his hand on his head. They took his childhood friend, the same one who was standing beside little Tim on his birthday, celebrating what they did to Von and celebrating the whole situation. But I do think this is all entertainment, because everyone's entertained by it. Everyone is entertained by this madness, and it's crazy because they are laughing at Quando Rondo, not realizing they are laughing at themselves. They are the joke. The people who is laughing in the comments, they are the jokes of themselves. 600 Breezy now. 600 Breezy spoke on KingVon and spoke on the situation with FBG Duck and stuff, and he called KingVon the face of the FBG Duck Rico. Now let's get into it. So 600 Breezy is doing his interview with DJ Vlad. In this part, he's talking about KingVon and how he is the face of the Rico case, and how KingVon did not deserve to go to. We're gonna put like FBG Duck situation on him, and he was like the main man of the case and stuff. And 600 Breezy said that he felt like God did not want him to go to for life. That's why, because like in the car and stuff, he said that Von was fine and all of it, because remember, they were all saying Von was fine and everything, and the next thing you know, it happened, right? So he said that us Muap and anyone, he were fine, and the next thing you know, it happened. God did not want him to go through that, because he already fought his 2 cases and got out. Now he's just became a superstar, and the next thing you know, he's gonna go back down forever. What is going on? This is the thing, that I'm listening to what 600 Breezy is saying, but then at the same time, I'm thinking, how did KingVon get caught up in this stuff? How did KingVon get caught up in this situation? This is where the problem lies. This is unbelievable, and we all seen it happen. We all seen it. This is the crazy thing about it. How did KingVon end up in that situation? When you go back and you look back at it now you understand why he started talking about that.
And all that, like, you know, they'll tell you like Von was cool in that car. He wasn't a dying man in the car on the way to the hospital. So when he died, it was just like, what? I feel like God felt like Von didn't deserve to go to jail forever.
Wow, just to think that they could have come and grabbed Von at any time. Came to the FBG Duck situation and other stuff that they tried. When I think about bars like where he said he's going to be lit when it's time to die and stuff, and then we see him in the club. These pictures that he took in the club, that night in the club, it was crazy. Like, it's like you have to see it to believe it, in other words. And even the way he was so happy in that video, celebrating how sick the video came out, everything, what he's talking about, all this stuff, like he was actually celebrating himself leaving. And that's why that video beats out all the videos, because he knew what he got himself into. He knew there were only 2 ways out, but for some reason he knew they were going to get him as well. He just more felt like they were going to get him instead of him going down for the FBG Duck situation. And now what did they do? They put Muwap as the face of the FBG Duck Rico. That's what they did. And people trying to say Muwap is going to come out and Muwap is going to this, like, clown stuff like the circus. That's what's going on right now. Because Muwap right now is the face of that case. Like, he replaced, like, where Von's supposed to be. But then another thing as well, like, you know, they can also try to somehow pin it on Von and stuff, because that's what most likely they would be advised in certain things. And, you know, some people feel like Muwap is going to end up coming out, and then the rest of them is going to pay the price for the FBG Duck situation. What can also happen is they can easily try to pin it on Von and stuff, like Kayla B said in her first interview with Say Cheese TV, where he's asking her all these different questions and stuff about KI and all this stuff and all the bodies they're putting on Von and all of it, where she said they are just pinning it. She feel like they are just pinning certain things on him and stuff. Like, I mean, you know, there is things that seem to be so real and stuff, and it's because of who Von is. Who KingVon is, a born warrior, the voice of a Spartan, heard by many, heard by billions of people around the world, the real voice that made an impact. And that's why people believe anything he said, because of how he was raised by nature. And that's what's going on with this KingVon situation. The bodies and all this stuff, most of it is bogus, and it is all for entertainment. It is all to entertain people, and it's to get the views, to get stuff, to get people talking, to do different things, all this stuff, right? A plan well carried out. That is similar to Tupac and Biggie situation, where the labels fueled the beef and all the stuff and all of it, and then had them take out each other. And now people are laughing and going on the internet and laughing about Kwanda and all this stuff, not realizing they are laughing at themselves, because they are egging it on for these guys to take out each other.